Pero dito sa atin, Octa seems to be a bigger voice than the DOH itself. And you say you have been accurate in your projections. I dare to disagree because many times you have said that magkakaroon ng surge, meron ng surge, maraming mamamatay. Those are very, very critical statements, Mr. Rai. It will not come from a Filipino to scare the Filipinos out of their wits. And Filipinos today are all afraid to even do anything because of Octa, not even because of DOH.
Tila binalata ng buhay ni Congressman Lito Atienza ang Octa Research, partikular na ang head nito na si Ranjit Rai. Pinunto ni Atienza kung bakit bukod sa pagbibigay ng Octa ng mga COVID pronouncements, ay bakit din daw di umano nakikialam ang Octa Research sa politika. Partikular na ang pagpapalabas ng isang political survey na kung saan sinabi dito na si Mayor Sara Duterte daw di umano ang siyang mananalo sa darating na halalan sa 2022. Sinabi din ni Congressman Atienza na dapat idaan lahat sa DOH ang lahat ng datos na may kaugnayan sa pandemya.
To ask question is Deputy Speaker Jose Lito Atienza. Hello, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You may proceed, sir.
Well, thank you. First, I'd like to congratulate especially the ladies who initiated this hearing. Because this is a very important, critical hearing where the public will be assured after this. Ano ang papel ng Octa? Dahil sa dating sa buong bansa ng Octa, up to now, parang sila ang authority on the issue of the COVID-19 pandemic. And actually, wala pa akong narinig na positive report sa kanila. All this time, from the very beginning, where they got into the picture, we got nothing but the very negative and fearful predictions. So I'd like to clarify also for myself. Ano po ba talaga ang personality, authority, accountability ng Octa? Sabi nyo, and I heard it from two of you, at least 10 times, that you are a UP institution. But we have somebody from UP here, they can confirm it, but I've already checked with UP. You are not a UP institution, you are a private entity. And as a private entity with no accountability, you are treading on very dangerous grounds. You can cause panic, you can cause the economy to collapse, you can cause political upheavals, you can cause anything with the kind of posturizing that you are giving the people. So my question is this, ano po ba talaga ang authority ninyo para kayo ay magbigay ng pronouncement, projection, analysis, and all of these things that come out of you? Meron po ba kayo authority coming from anyone?
Thank you for your question.
Excuse me. Don't say UP because I've already checked with UP. You are not. You have not been authorized by UP to conduct all of these things that you are conducting.
Yes.
So nanggagaling po ang inyong authority?
Deputy Speaker, thank you for your question. And it's true, no? We're not part of the University of the Philippines. We have been very clear about that from our press statements, our disclaimers on our research work that's published and provided everyone. We're doing this to clarify, Your Honor, we're doing this really as a public service to the Filipino people. We're providing the state of COVID-19 in the country, and through data analytics, we're providing information to the public. We have been coordinating with government in many occasions already, and have been also, in a sense, replicating their messaging of safety and vigilance and citizenship. Again, the goal is to contribute, like many other citizen organizations, to the collective fight against COVID-19. That's the intent, sir.
the what you mentioned was never mentioned in the beginning of your appearance. In the beginning, you were posturizing as a UP institution. You cannot deny that, Mr. Rai, because I am one of those who was made to believe that you are a University of the Philippines institution. You never denied that. Kung hindi po namin sinasaliksik, hindi namin malalaman. At hindi malalaman ng taong bayan. And I'd like to follow up my question, Mr. Chairman, by asking them directly, ano po ba talaga specialization nila? What made you feel that your opinion and your pronouncements will help the country? What gave you that impression?
Well, sir, thank you again for your question, Deputy Speaker. As citizens of the land and in a time when the country is in crisis and in need of bayanihan, we felt compelled as individuals to band together. Deputy Speaker, sir, we are not the only group doing data analytics. There's a very good group in UP, the UP Pandemic Response Team. We come from the same family. We are not part of the team, so we decided to come together and have build our own team inspiration because of that inspiration. And again, the goal is to contribute po. There was a dearth po of information to the public about the state of COVID-19. And we understand this because the DOH has had to do things quickly, and there was a crisis situation, government had to act. So we felt that it was part of our duty to inform our own countrymen. This was the state of COVID because the data we were getting, Your Honor, is from the Department of Health. And as the Department of Health began to improve its data analytics, we began to work with them more closely and on various junctures. We decided to continue this effort po, and make very clear that we were divorced from UP po, that we were not part of UP. And UP, in fairness to UP, who recognizes us and has given us the opportunity to serve through Octa. Okay, we are not part of UP. We reiterate that po, and it has been clear also to the University of the Philippines, our mother unit, because this is volunteer work for many of us. And so this is the story, Deputy Speaker. I hope that my candidness answers your question po. We should be judged by the reports we have been submitting to the public. We should be judged po by the pronouncement we have made. And when we said that there was a surge, it did happen, and indeed the government did respond. And again, our own goal is to help government, civil society, the private sector respond to this collective challenge. This is all our intent, sir. And if the public and this Congress does not see it as important and it might create problems, we will listen to your own suggestion. Should we close down Octa? Should we stop doing what we're doing? But at least hear out, Your Honor, our intent. We are just citizens like you who want to help po.
Mr. Chairman, he kept on mentioning about citizenship. Ano po ba citizenship niyo? Mr. Rai?
Well, I'm a proud Filipino citizen, sir.
Filipino citizen.
Yeah, I am proud. Let me clarify that, kasi before the new constitution, I chose to be a I chose to be a Filipino citizen because before the 87 constitution, I was naturalized po. But
That's
because of the new constitution, I'm now natural born. I'm very proud of choosing. Yeah.
That's my understanding, that you are a naturalized Filipino. Anyway,
Yes.
Would you say that the Philippines now and the world is at war with the epidemic COVID-19?
Yes.
We are at war.
We are at war, yeah.
We
I agree.
are in state of emergency.
Yeah.
Correct. So in a state of war and emergency, can anybody just declare something and proclaim whatever they believe in? Lalo-lalo na kung makakasama sa interes ng taong bayan. Siguro dapat meron tayong konting prudence. Kung ano man yung finding nyo, pataanin nyo sa Department of Health, sa gobyerno. Hindi kayo nagsasalita as if you were commissioned. and you say now that you have never been commissioned and you have no authority as you have never been given an authority. So could you do it so that whatever your studies are, padaanin nyo sa Department of Health? Doon lang kami nakikinig. At ayokong merong Tom, Dick, and Harry with the best intentions coming out with his own findings. That is not allowable in war or in a state of emergency. Nobody speaks but one voice. Pero dito sa atin, Octa seems to be a bigger voice than the DOH itself. And you say you have been accurate in your projections. I dare to disagree because many times you have said that magkakaroon ng surge, meron ng surge, maraming mamamatay. Those are very, very critical statements, Mr. Rai. It will not come from a Filipino to scare the Filipinos out of their wits. And Filipinos today are all afraid to even do anything because of Octa, not even because of DOH. So, ano po ang inyong gagamiting authority after this hearing that everybody knows now that you have no such authority at all? Anong gagawin po ninyo? Kayong tatanungin ko, what do you intend to do?
Your Honor, we intend, as we have done in the past, to coordinate even more closely with the national government. Just to be transparent and accountable, we have been coordinating po. We have been coordinating with the business sector. We have been coordinating with our mayors. It's on record po. There are meetings po. And we truly respect your opinion on this issue, Deputy Speaker. But again, we have and continue to have the best intentions. And sir, we have only made projections about surges 3 times in the last year or so. And it turned out to be accurate, largely accurate po.
Do you agree that in war and in a state of emergency, nobody should speak but one voice? Tama po ba yun? Mali yung aking appreciation.
I respect your opinion on this issue, sir.
No, it's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. It's a basic theory that's exercised by all over the world. They don't have an Octa springing out of somewhere, of nowhere, and all of a sudden controlling the information dissemination about the pandemic. Dito lang po nangyayari dito sa atin yan. Dito lang po. Nire-research ko yung mga ibang bansa. Wala po silang pinayagang katulad ninyo. So I'd like to ask you, do you think you're doing a great service to the people? Or you may not even be doing any service at all?
I'd like to believe we're doing a great service, Your Honor. I like to believe that in a small way, we are contributing just like other science or independent scientists around the country. And there are many of us, sir. If Octa will need to adjust, you will have to adjust also. They'll also have to adjust. There are many citizens groups who are providing research. It's not opinion, sir, but research based on data about the pandemic. Again, the goal is to help inform and empower our own citizens with information.
But you agree that there should only be one voice in a
I
period
agree.
of
I agree,
emergency?
Your Honor. The government is in charge, and
Correct.
we should listen to them.
It is not Octa.
It is not Octa.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, you are primarily a medical research group, as you have said.
Your Honor, we're an interdisciplinary research group. We believe that the COVID-19 challenge is an interdisciplinary challenge. And so we need scientists, social scientists, doctors, natural scientists, mathematicians like my colleagues, biologists to come together to make sense of the complexity that we are challenged with. So this is what we think of as the role of Octa, to bring scientists together, to work together with government, the private sector, and civil society in the collective effort to respond to this pandemic.
Mr. Rai, Mr. Chairman, the Octa head just mentioned all the scientists that they have. I did not hear him say that they have a political scientist in the group.
I would like to believe that I am the student of government in the group, but I'm not the only one. There are 3 or 4 social scientists who are part of the group also.
So you have a political scientist in the group.
Yes, sir. I am the political scientist in the group.
Is it also your concern to know who will be the next president of the Philippines? Because the other 1 month or 2 months ago or 3 months ago, Octa came out with its own finding that if elections were held today, Sara Duterte will run away, winning. Ano pang basis ninyo ron? Bakit kayo nakikialam sa politika kung kayo ay medical?
Sir, we're a research group, sir. We're a research group which has two research components now to this research group. One is dealing with COVID research. The other is dealing with public opinion research. And our public opinion research, we have been providing the public the outputs of our surveys since January po of this year. There's been no problem with that. And we just simply released our second quarter or second national survey results that you're referring to. So we believe that public opinion research is important for democracy. It's important for governance. It's important for our fight against COVID because we just released results of our COVID research saying that minimum public health standards have declined. Okay, we've also released survey results on vaccine willingness, which has improved. And I think that that's important for government to learn that more people now want to be vaccinated. So these
I'm not in any way questioning your other surveys. I'm questioning your political survey because you know very well, after sowing fear in the hearts of the people, you say that somebody is sure to win. You are carrying a lot of weight on the public perception. So I am questioning that aspect, Mr. Chairman. Octa is not a political research group. They're entering the field as a medical research group, speaking out of their own findings and their own opinions and their own analysis. I will urge all my colleagues, let's pass immediately. I'm willing to sign it immediately. Let's sign a resolution not allowing or at least condemning this malpractice of somebody positioning himself prominently in the face of the pandemic and projecting political developments in the country, which very well influence a lot of people. Hindi po tama na yung nananakot, siya rin na magsasabing, ang mananalo ay si Stella Kimbo. I don't think you would do that because Stella Kimbo has not even requested you to do that. I will not ask you anymore. Who requested you to come out with political studies and announcing this at the same time coming from your own stage as a medical group? Would you agree that political projections today coming from Octa will carry a lot of weight, much more than even the social weather or Pulse Asia, because they are not involved with the COVID-19 pandemic? You are at the forefront and you are taking advantage of your position to now influence the elections in 2022. Can we request you to refrain from political pronouncements? And if you would want to join the political fray, that's your right. But do not blend your so-called commitment to medical advantages for the people and at the same time inserting your political views. Hindi po tugmayan. Magkahiwalay na issue po yan. And I'm happy now that you have all been given the oath so that everything you're saying now, we can hold you responsible later on. Mr. Chairman, I am ending my interpellation by urging my colleagues, pagbawalan na natin itong Octa from making any pronouncement, whether lalo-lalo na regarding COVID, because we have not gotten anything from them and people are in desperate need of some assurance na hindi naman 100% accurate yung sinasabi nila.